Hello everyone, welcome to your mats for your practice of yoga. Today we're going to do a very yin sequence. We're going to practice up the wall. So taking your mat, placing it close by to the wall. You may need a blanket or cushion to support your lower back. So grab one of those. We're going to be doing a lot of long holding poses, so a very slow sequence. Just becoming aware of the breath, the body, feeling into the muscles. So get your mat, put it up close to the wall, and I'll meet you there for your practice. Okay, welcome. So we're going to start our practice with candlestick pose. That is legs up the wall. You can take your knees into your chest. Your feet can be a little far apart. The best way to get up the wall is to come sit close to the wall with your right hip. And then you want to swing your body, your legs up on the wall. If your sit bones is far from the wall, you can walk it in a little bit. You can bend your knees if it's too much on your thighs and your hamstrings. And knees a little bit. Or you can have your knees straight up the wall. For now, we'll keep our arms by our side, flexing your toes so they face your face, taking long, slow, deep inhales and exhales. We're going to be in this pose for about 3 to 5 minutes. So closing your eyes, settling in, becoming aware of your breath, how the breath flows through your body. Your breath flows in through your nose, down through your throat, into your chest, and then into your stomach, diaphragm. And as you exhale, the breath flows out in the opposite direction, from your stomach to your chest, through your throat, and out through your nose. Taking slow, long, deep inhales and exhales like this. Making no effort in this pose. Your legs don't need to be straight. You don't need to hold tension in any part of your body. Placing one hand on your stomach and another hand on your chest. Now as you inhale, feel your belly rise and your chest rise. And as you exhale, feel them contract. Inhale to the count of 4. Exhale to the count of 4. Inhale to the count of 4. Exhale to the count of 4. You can vary your inhales and exhales to 3 breaths, 4 breaths, 5 breaths, even 6 breaths. See what's most comfortable for you today. Continue inhaling and exhaling in this pose. Having your legs up the wall helps to reduce swelling in your knees, your ankles. It helps send the blood flow in the opposite direction because we spend a lot of time standing, a lot of time sitting with our feet hanging. So doing this pose every day, even just for 5 minutes, helps with the blood circulation. If you are feeling any tension in your body, see if you can just breathe into that space and let go. Observing if this pose gets easier as the time ticks by, or is it getting more difficult? Can you hold in the space of stillness? See if you can sense your heartbeat. In the stillness, can you hear your heartbeat? Can you feel it with your hand on your chest? Do you feel it somewhere else in your body? Maybe in your back, maybe in your hand, maybe in your legs. Feel if you can feel your heartbeat through your body. If you can't, that's also okay. Just be here. Walking your feet down the wall, opening your eyes if they were closed, releasing your arms by your side. So as you inhale, you're going to lift your back off the floor. You can walk your feet to where you need it. Walking into your shoulders if that's possible. Coming into a slight shoulders, a supported shoulder stand. Use your hands to support your back if you need to. If there's too much strain on your neck, then stay here. This is also fine. Play around with where your legs are. If you're in supported shoulder stand, make sure you are not getting too much tension in your shoulders. You're using the wall to push your hips closer to your face. Find the right place for you and settle in that pose. We'll only be here for a minute, so it's not a lot of time. In each pose, you have the option to close your eyes and go within to see what's happening inside the body. Feel where you're feeling your muscles switch on in this pose, where you're feeling the stretch. At any point, if it's too much for your neck, you may come down. If you are in supported shoulder stand, on your next inhale, take your right leg towards the ceiling. If you're in the normal pose with your hips on the floor, just stay there. On your next inhale, you're going to take your right knee, your right ankle, and place it on your left knee, and slowly lower your hips down to the ground into a reclined pigeon pose. So if your legs were on the wall, you're going to simply take your knee and your ankle and place it on your knee and set your hips back down. So this is where your hips might not reach the floor. So you can use your cushion here to support your back, or you can just stay without it. That's also okay. In reclined pigeon pose, find your edge. If it's too much for the back of your thighs, you're feeling too much of a stretch, you can walk your foot up the wall. You can use your right hand to open up your right knee a little bit. If this feels comfortable for you, you can take your left hand, grab your right foot if that's also comfortable for you. But just see where your edge is, see where you feel the most stretch. We're going to be here for about 3 minutes, so closing your eyes, becoming aware of the space you are creating in your body, becoming aware of the opening through your hips, through the right hip. If at any point it becomes too much for you, walk that left leg a little higher You don't want to overstrain. You just want to create subtle space. Trying to keep your breaths as they were in the beginning to whatever count you chose. My count was 4. Yours could have been whatever you chose. So continue taking long, slow, deep inhales as we settle in these poses. You want to find stillness in these poses, so you don't want to move around a lot. Subtle, small movements and deep breaths. On your next exhale, take your right foot back to the wall. If you did this shoulder stand variation previously, you would do it again. So lifting your hips up the wall, walking your feet up if you need to, coming onto your shoulders. Otherwise your hips are down and your feet are against the wall. On your next inhale, lift your left foot towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, bringing your hips down, place your left ankle on your right knee. Once again, you can use your blanket under your hips if you feel you need to for the support. Using your left hand to push open that left knee. Playing around with your right foot, moving it higher up the wall or lower. I prefer not having anything under my hips because that gives me a greater opening through the left side of my body. So play around, see which leg positions work better for you, whether having the blanket or not under your hips works better. And now find stillness in this pose. It's being with the stretch, being with the breath. You feel it in the back of your hamstring on your left side. You want to go to your edge, to where you feel the stretch but you're not overexerting yourself. Having long hold poses helps us open the muscles in a different way to the quick flow style of yoga. It's a balance of yin and yang. Yin being slow flows, long holding poses, and yang being the type of Surya Namaskar flow yoga we also do. So in life, just like in life I suppose, it's important to have a balance of yin and yang. So practice fast and practice slow. If you have the room, walk your right foot down a little lower for more of an opening. If not, stay where you are, that's perfectly fine. On your next exhale, if you didn't do the shoulder stand variation, then you're just going to place your left foot on the wall. Otherwise, walk your right foot back up the wall for one last time. For our shoulder stand variation, putting the left foot next to the right, pushing your hips forward. This time you can interlace your fingers behind your back. Walk onto your shoulders if you have the room and push your hips forward towards your face. If it's too much on your neck, come down. On your next exhale, release your arms, release your hips to the floor. Bounce back to the wall. Walk your feet down. Bring the soles of your feet together. Bring them as low as you can against the wall. And use your arms, your hands to press your knees open. Feeling a deep stretch in your inner thighs. Reclined, supported butterfly pose. Feeling an opening through your hips, through your thighs, your inner thighs. If it's too uncomfortable for you, you can bring your feet a bit higher. Otherwise, bring it as low as you can. Everybody's pose looks different. Everyone's body is different. Closing your eyes. Once again, becoming aware of your breath if you lost that. Slow, long, deep inhales and slow, long, deep exhales as you settle into this pose. On your next inhale, you're gonna walk your left foot out at an angular shape, like 30 degrees angle, into a half dragonfly pose. So your left foot will be against the wall at an angle like this. Your right leg stays as it was in a half butterfly. You can use your right hand to open your right hip up. Open that inner thigh. Finding stillness. Let go. Not holding any tension in the body, or your hips, or your thighs, your legs, your back. Just relax. Close your eyes and breathe. If you do feel tension, breathe, send the breath through to this place. On your next exhale, bring your left knee into your chest. Place your left foot together with your right again against the wall. Leaving your left foot with ease. Now taking your right foot out at about 45 degrees or 30 degrees. Whatever is best for you. If you take it a little lower, you'll feel the opening on your inner thigh on the right side. If you take it a bit higher, you'll feel it more on your left side. Play around and see which variation works for you, and that's the one you take today. Once you've found your variation, come and find stillness in whichever option you chose. On your next inhale, bring in your right foot back to meet your left in butterfly pose, adjusting if you need to get your sit bones closer to the wall. On your next breath, you're going to open both legs up against the wall, creating a V shape with your legs. Taking your legs out as wide as you need to, or as narrow as you need to. Feeling where the stretch feels the nicest for your body. We're going to be in this pose for a few minutes, so take the variation that you can hold with stillness. If you want, you can rest one hand on your stomach and one hand on your heart. Once again, just feeling into the space. Slow, long, deep inhales to your chosen count and exhales to the same count. Bringing your feet back to center, placing your feet on the wall, giving yourself a tight hug. Can you walk your back out a little so that you're making like a box shape with your feet on the wall, taking your arms out at a T and letting your knees fall over to the left hand side. Looking over to your right shoulder, having your feet still pressing up against the wall. Making sure your right shoulder remains planted on the floor. If you want to use your left hand to pull your knees a bit lower, you can, but this is not about how deep you can go. It's about the subtle stretch. Closing your eyes. Inhale and bring your feet back up to the wall, creating that box shape. And letting your knees fall over to the right hand side, taking your gaze over to your left hand side. Closing your eyes. Both shoulders will remain planted on the mat. Using your right hand, if you need to create a little more space by bringing your knees lower. Taking slow, long, deep inhales and exhales as you settle into this pose, finding your edge. Walking your feet back up to center on the wall. Taking your knees into your chest, hugging it tightly, rocking from side to side if you need to. So you have two options now. You can take traditional Shavasana by stretching your feet out long, relaxing, or you can do legs up the wall again for another 5 minutes. Taking your heart, hands to your heart and stomach, and just being. If you're taking traditional Shavasana, your hands will be alongside your body, your legs will be out long. Everyone will be closing their eyes now, letting go of that controlled breathing, the breath count that we were doing, and just let your breath be normal and natural. As you wind down, letting the weight of your body in whichever pose you chose to be in sink into the earth, feeling where it connects to the earth. Letting the earth support you. This is where I leave you. You can stay here for as long as you wish. I hope you enjoyed today's very subtle practice with me. Namaste.